Well, our day has been random already, so we figured, why not dive in more and embrace the random? And we're going to turn the wheel on today, the random wheel of tangents on stream. Who knows what's going to be on there? Well, I do, but you're going to find out what's going to be on that random wheel, what we're going to talk about, what you guys are going to talk about. But above all, building just like the vibes of this company and getting to know the people behind it, getting to know how it functions, how it thinks. And next week, we're going to take even a little deeper look, and we'll need some feedback from you guys. I'm not going to say the topic for next week yet, but just make sure you guys put a little note to be ready for a great show next week. But beyond that, apologize for the rudeness of the abrupt start. My name is Dan. This is Nick over here. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, the random wheel is like would have been, if it wasn't what was on the schedule for today, it would have quickly become what was on the schedule for today, because I have zero capacity for linear thought today that lasts more than about 34 inches. You know, that's about it. That's about that. That's the runway I have right now for the yo-yo rolling down the table before it rolls off the table, and then starts.
And you're just watching it.
Yeah. It's just an observational kind of this is a spectator sport. What I'm engaging in today, really.
I like it.
Just in life in general. Yep. And last week was straight crazy travel, so I was like half delirious. And this week was a weird schedule for working, you know, for doing some midnight shenanigans last night.
I gotta stop you. Wow, totally forgot. Kudos to you. Let me give you guys a little peek behind the curtains here, right?
You didn't even notice earlier.
I didn't, you dog. All right. Let me set the stage.
I didn't mention it. I didn't even mention it.
Nope. Wow, it just clicked when you said that. All right. First off, guys, see if you hit the thumbs up. Do you have a friend to share this with? We have a friend right here. Her name's Alicia. Hello, Alicia. And so share out the stream. JG says it's a great show every week. Of course it is. So thank you. Appreciate that. But like it, share it. That it's not just YouTuber talk. It does matter. So thank you guys for helping this growing lifestyle brand and just community feel to it. It is all appreciated. But to give you guys a peek behind the curtains, right? I love working with Nick. I love working with Dr. Nix. I help in as many ways as I possibly can. Just like I help so many people, but I love how Nick's brain works, and especially when we get creative. Well, we had a call this morning talking about some creatives, and we had a call yesterday talking about creatives, but I entirely forgot the end of our conversation yesterday. And that was that Nick's other side of his life, career, he has some unique schedules that come up sometimes. And last night he had told me, I'm going to make it work, but I'm going to be working from like midnight, 1 a.m.-ish to like 6 a.m. And I might get a nap from like 6 to 9 a.m. And then I'll be up and ready for like, you know, the life of the clock. Yeah, like the day. And then we had our call. We had a full hour call, had a quick break for lunch, and then we're back here right now. I entirely forgot that he was up for 6 hours while almost all of us were sleeping. Nick, I didn't notice. It did not cross my mind. Tell us about it. What was that like? How's it going? Because you're doing great, dude. You look like $1 million.
Dude, you know what? I think I nailed it this time. It's like once in a while, no matter how many times you do this, it can go sideways with the best of intentions, right? You could be like, I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours. I'm going to wake up. That can happen or not happen, right? You could not fall asleep. You could forget to fall asleep because you started watching too many episodes of Law and Order while you were working on some other stuff. And the next thing you know, you really want to know what happens, and it's 11:15, and there's still 30 minutes left. And then you're like, well, I'll just stay awake. So, you know, there's a lot of pitfalls. So here's what happens. I do a lot of work in the cybersecurity space, and unfortunately, this is one of the reasons I love what I do here, is because the other side of my life very much is The only way anyone ever knows that I've done something is if I did something wrong. And so the middle of the night work is very much tablecloth out from underneath the dishes. I can safely say, without saying logos, just based on the ones that I saw flying around of this particular move last night, I can say that 100% of the people on and in this live stream have swiped their card for food at just about half of the places that we were working with last night, at least once or more in the past month. So gigantic nationwide or global brands, and we're being sneaky, and we have to do our work in the cover of night, hoping that no one notices our hard work, which is lack of recognition is what it is.
Mentally wild.
Oh, it is. The better job you do, the less likely anyone will be to know that you've done it. So, like, if you're super duper duper good at your job, unless you bring it up, no one will ever mention it, ever. So
that's tough.
You have to cultivate your own sense of accomplishment, which at times can be tricky. So anyway, last night was a weird one. We had to start at around 1 a.m. Eastern time, and it was scheduled to end around 6 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, we had some prep work to do that I was doing last night up until about 9 o'clock. So I had about a 4-hour window, including like just life stuff and sleeping. So I ended up getting like probably 2.5 or so hours of sleep beforehand. Got up around beforehand, so like 10 till like 12:30-ish, 12:45. And so, I got up, oddly enough, for some reason this time, I think maybe this is part of the trick of feeling better right now. I did not drink midnight coffee. Normally, I will wake myself up for a maintenance window at like wee hours of the morning at 1 or 2 or 3, and I'll drink coffee to kind of like just jolt myself awake, and then I'll be awake for the rest of the time. Today, I did not do that. I just woke up and I just got on the call and just kind of naturally woke up, and I went and did like some stretches and then went upstairs and just kind of sat right at the desk and just started doing it. And so I was able to go back to sleep afterwards, which is kind of cool. Around 5, I wasn't all wound up too bad. I was getting a little sleepy. Everything was winding down. Everything was working. Changes were successful. Went to sleep, slept from like 5 till about 7:30-ish, Jack had just left for school. So yeah, about 7:30. So I got a little nap in, and then I just kind of went about the morning as if it was normal. So I'm sure that by tonight I'm going to be getting kind of tired, but I think the combination of getting a little sleep beforehand, not drinking coffee to keep myself awake for the maintenance window, and then going to sleep afterwards, even if it was a short one, just to like reset and wake up in the morning so you don't feel like you've been up all night. I think that's contributed to like allowing me to fake it pretty effectively today so far.
That makes sense. And it should actually work out well. You'll be like exhausted by bedtime and you'll just sleep amazingly.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. And meanwhile, Jill came back from the bagel place down the street, and they do bagels. They make their own bagels. And they're like this Asian family that owns a small chain of bagel restaurants. Great people. And all of a sudden they popped up on their menu, energy seltzers. And I keep seeing them on the menu, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going near that. I love guarana and taurine or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
And so Jill comes back with sandwiches today, and she came back with one. And I was like, not terrible timing. Was feeling a little sleepy after our first call. So I tried one of the Gunther Tootie's energy refreshers. And I will say, I do feel refreshed. I do.
There you go. That's nice. And it looks like they make it themselves.
They do. It's just like a scoop of powder and a squirt of seltzer and a cup of ice.
Oh,
damn! There you go. It's like,
nice.
it's very much like energy Kool-Aid, I think, is what we're dealing with here. Like whatever food supply company they have, maybe it's the place they buy their cups. Was like, hey, you guys do iced coffee. How about we give you some of this South American energy powder that you can throw in your drinks and taste like dragon fruit? I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
See, when I was growing up, South American energy powder had a whole different meaning.
Well, like I said, they're an interesting small chain of a restaurant here, so I'm not confident that I could actually pass talk screen, within a couple of days from now after this one. I'm not saying that I'm confident that I wouldn't, but I'm also not too sure that I would.
I love it. I love it. That's so funny. Now, I said a show next week. It's not about any product release or anything like that. It's just, Nick doesn't even know. I just want to peek into your guys' brains with a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation. You guys will see. It'll be a good one. Something we haven't talked about before on stream. But Moose, he's ready for some soap, Nick. He's on it. He's adamant. He's an active boy. He's out in nature, and he's ready for some soap.
All right. I hear you. Mm-hmm. I think this is just me thinking out loud here. I'm pretty sure that some of the things that we're putting in place to wrap up this year with are going to give us a whole lot more R&D time going into next year. Like, I'll tell you this much. Like, I'm so hopeful that we have a good wish list. We got a pretty decent wish list downstairs on the whiteboard at this point.
Yep.
I'm hoping that the stuff that we're working on for between like now and Christmas make it to where we have Jill freed up out of daily production and into just R&D production and product management, essentially, by the beginning of next year. Which, if that happens, I could see that list getting drained out pretty quick and us needing to stock the pond with some new things.
Love it. Love it.
Too many euphemisms in one sentence there for
it rains on Tuesday. All right. If you guys, if you haven't checked, see if you hit the thumbs up. We're about to get random on it. Dennis, deodorant's on that list. That's on that list firmly.
Come on. That's at the top of the list. Yep. And it's actually, what's funny is it's actually like the beginning of our list is just the word deodorant in like 6 different languages stacked up down the list. So it's just deodorant over and over again 6 times. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah. Confirmed. I love it. Now take a picture of that list, post it online, and let's all analyze all the ideas that we can take.
Ooh.
Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. A sports team just got a pro athlete just got in trouble recently because he posted on social media like a selfie from the meeting room. And he's like, "Jeez." And on the board were the names of all their plays. So the team had to completely scrap the plays and come up with new names because he leaked it by accident to all of the world.
You, sir, are clearly not a golfer. Like, come on. That's just like, that guy would have made the worst CIA operative.
So true. So true. And if you guys have any questions at all during this, please feel free. This is not something that, if you know us at all, is rigid. It is flowing. It is conversation. We want to get to know you guys. And most importantly, I want to assist you guys getting to know Nick and Jill. And Jill's in the chat. Many of you know already, but in case we have anybody new in here, we have Jill, who is Nick's wife and is the co-owner and does so much with this company. Quick question: are the Richardson hats coming back?
Yes.
Bam.
They're the person that was Nocturnal Prints. They're still going to do all of our screen printing stuff for the foreseeable future. We're looking at options for some things that they don't want to do. Full transparency, like Brandon at Nocturnal, he does not want to do our puff foam 3D embroidered hats anymore. And what the funny part is I went through and I went to go see another supplier right down the road, and they're gigantic, but we're finally like on their radar. So they gladly took a meeting with us now. And I was like, hey, so, we got these hats. We've had some challenges in the past, this and that. And I throw the hat down on the desk or on the conference table. And he's like, oh yeah, those are no problem. We send those out to a third party. We don't do those here. And I was like, you don't? And he's like, nope, we did for like 5 years, went through like 2 machines, kept breaking, had a guy quit, those sorts. We don't do it anymore.
That's it.
If those aren't all you do, that's just they're not something you want to do. So
now the heavy metal hoodies that we showcased on Command's Corner, they're not actually new. I think we just brought a new light to them, and it kind of showed a lot of people what's there. And it's good to keep in mind with giveaways. It's helping remind people of what's available. But what's the status with those? Is it they're in stock until they go, or is it something you're going to try and keep in stock?
Oh no, we're going to restock those. Those come from the supplier that we know and love, and we're probably going to restock smaller quantities of those, along with you're more likely going forward, I think, to see merch for the foreseeable future anyway, to get restocked and then go out of stock again. Not super quick. I'm not saying things are going to pop up and be out of stock in a day, but chances are if we do a restock alert on something, it's going to be out within a couple of months, because we are figuring out where a sweet spot is for ordering merch. And it's just kind of the nature of the beast. Like if we worked with a drop ship company that did direct to garment printing per order, we could offer a lot more stuff and it would never be out of stock, but it would suck. And so if we want stuff that's nice and stuff that's good, unfortunately we have to balance the, what we put out versus how quickly things come back. And to be fully transparent, the first order we did of Richardson hats are the ones that just went out of stock.
Wow.
The first order we did of long sleeve t-shirts, first order is still what's in stock right now.
Okay.
So we drastically over ordered on our first merch order. We thought that we had just like way more stuff, that it's like we thought a lot more was going to move than it did. And so we sat on merch for like two years on some of it. And so we're trying to figure out the sweet spot. We're gonna dial it back, and then we're gonna have the opposite problem. Instead of sitting on it, we're gonna run out of it, and that's gonna justify the next order being bigger. And so we went a little too far forward. We're gonna dial it back and inch our way back to where we think our Goldilocks zone is there, but we haven't found it yet.
Which is good for everybody. When you make more accurate orders, it controls the price better. That's a win all.
It really does. It makes it better for everybody. But oh yeah, no, the heavy metal hoodies are fantastic though. I love that pigment cotton that those things are made out of, and they're nice. It's coming into that type of year too, where it's going to be just like drizzly and rainy and humid and cold and wet, and those are what you want.
Yep. All right, you ready for a spin-a-rooski?
Hit it.
All right, guys and girls in the chat, please get involved with your answers as well. These are supposed to be interactive today, so please get involved. Let's see what it is. And these are very random, related to truly nothing. Okay. This is we have done this one before, but it's always good to do a new timely check-in. Last TV show you binged, like what's the last one you've watched several episodes, or you wait on an episode and it's something you're like right now you're into?
Well, so Jill's cheating because she just says done, and that's like the constant, that's the base note to our TV addiction.
What's done?
Law and Order.
Oh, you mentioned that.
It's the noise it makes in the beginning of.
You guys watch Law and Order?
So listen, Jill and I, we both have our own reasons, but we both have this very strange soft spot in our lives for Law and Order. Yes, specifically early 2000s Law and Order. Yes.
Wow. I got to talk to you. All right, we got to come here.
So my reason.
Okay.
So would you like to hear my explanation before you criticize me?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So it's I traveled a lot for work for a long time, and I fell asleep in hotel rooms for a long time. And whenever I would get into a hotel room, back from dinners, after dinner, going out, getting back, finally, I'm dead tired. I didn't like falling asleep in the dead quiet, so this wasn't used to it. So I click on the TV, and it'd be cable, right? And it'd be midnight cable in some random hotel in, Arundel Mills, Baltimore, Maryland, whatever. It was always Law and Order. Like the amount of times I fell asleep to that sound in the background of TV, dun dun, which it literally just made it to where like that's what my brain wanted in the background. If there was going to be background noise TV, It was that's what it was. And so, but the real answer to the question is Dexter Resurrection, because that's what we were just most recent.
Okay. All right.
Undone. Yeah. Law and Order. It's like, it's Jill and I is like,
okay. I'll back off.
I'll back off before bed.
Okay. I can't watch shows like that with any kind of enjoyable lens. And it's terrible. This is a flaw of mine. I should not be like this. But I can't even get to the point where it's like fun to make fun of how bad the acting is and the like cringe. And it's so bad. So bad. But
what we do is we work it in to the believability and likelihood of a suspect's story. So we think, like we got Elliot and Olivia, they're and we got Ice-T, so between the three of them, like they do a pretty good job, hold it down. But then you get these guest actors coming in as the killer or like the victim and they're terrible. So what we do is we work in the bad acting of them as if they're just bad liars in the real episode, in like the actual interaction of the show. Be like, oh, listen to her. She can't even get her lines right. She's definitely lying. She did it. But really, it's just, she's a terrible actress, and she didn't, like whatever Dakota Fanning in 2004 wasn't that great. So it's like you just didn't believe her.
Interesting. Don't forget about Munch.
Munch. No, I mean Munch is where it's at. That would be, that makes sense. That checks out.
Man, I don't think I've ever learned that about you guys. That's wild.
OP's name checks out on that one.
So Sam's comfort show is Parks and Rec. We've probably gone through it 30 times. It's just on the background sometimes. We haven't lately in probably the last 6 months, but that was it.
Because Ron Swanson? Is it just like,
oh, so good. Spirit animal.
Is it just because you guys just really like Ron Swanson though?
Well, we like everybody. Like I like all the characters. I think it's just like some of the most brilliant character development ever.
So here's the thing. It's one of those shows where I've watched it all the way through. Like I think maybe twice, you know what I mean? It's like the odometer on an old car that's only got 5 digits. Like I don't know how many times it's rolled over, but I certainly know it's not original miles under 100. Yeah. It's one of those. I don't know. I don't think Jill has ever anything more than like watched a couple episodes of it though. Maybe that's one we should switch to having on in the background for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you just like Tommy, his humor, and just like April's darkness. Like, there's just so many.
She's hilarious. Yeah. I love her. She cracks me up.
She's the best. And then Chris Pratt, early Chris Pratt, chubby Chris Pratt. Like, it's so good. It's just such a good show. We were bummed when it left, but for us, we don't watch any like set shows. We try, but then we just go to travel channels on YouTube. Like that's all we watch, and we're on a new one now, Endless Adventure. We've paused on Karen Nate because we've watched it through so many times, their whole catalog, that we're doing new ones. But question: do you guys like organized crime?
So. Organized crime shows or the show Organized Crime? Because we love organized crime shows, but we have not watched the show Organized Crime.
I think it's that the capitalized makes me think the show. I've never heard of it.
It sounds like a noun. But there's what was the most recent one we watched? Mobland with Pierce Brosnan. Holy crap, was that good? It was like, okay. Oh yeah. If anyone out there likes like Irish gangster shows, like if you liked, oh yeah,
Peaky Blinders.
If you like Peaky Blinders, yeah, or if you like Snatch or like anything, those kind of like that.
What's the throw a toilet out of the window? Boondock Saints.
Woo! Oh yeah. Oh,
so good.
So speaking of Boondock Saints, we love random wheels of tangents, and we love when Nick doesn't sleep because they are one and the same. So let's just spin my own wheel here real quick. Let's get a quick update to everyone about that scally cap. So,
yeah.
Okay, so weather is changing. Sizing has been figured out, and multiple sizes of flat caps have been tried. And after realizing that, what's the funny thing about it is I've always looked at those like you can't wear one of those. You can't pull that off. Or like it's been like, well, that's for XYZ person, and that's not me, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I've always thought about it. Like, it's always like whatever identity they support, it wasn't mine.
Right.
And then after now being forced into by you guys and by Jill being forced into trying Scally Caps, I realized actually I'm 90% Irish and I live in Massachusetts, on the South Shore of Massachusetts, and I have a red beard. And Boondock Saints is one of my favorite movies. So actually, I'm the exact demographic that those hats are made for. So I'm embracing it. I've worn them around. It's still too humid and hot for like a solid hat right now. I still got to have mesh. But
interesting.
When the weather, I get way too overheated with a solid hat right now. But once I can wear it outside and not sweat, you guys will see me on stream in a series of Scally Caps, of which I am enjoying. I will say, like, I don't feel out of place. I feel like I found my groove with a couple of them, and with between the glasses and the right outfit, I think they actually kind of work. And I pull some inspiration from Dennis, who does like jeans t-shirt Scally Cap, and I mean, again, like, I'm Irish and I live on the South Shore. I think I'm allowed to wear them with whatever I want, and I tried the Dennis look with it the other day, and I'm like, wow, Dennis is on to something here. This actually looks pretty good. I like this a lot. So I'm getting there.
I get it. I have a very simple but particular style in my day-to-day. I wear simple shirts. I wear usually a flat bill hat that's slightly curved, normally solid. I'm not as much a mesh guy. I have mesh, plenty of them, but I like the solid. I don't overheat ever. And when I do step outside of that zone, I do get like my wires crossed from everybody else around me. They're like, hold up. That's like 8 years of you dressing like the exact same way or wearing the same exact thing. And like, hold up, you know? And so like wires get crossed and everything. So they do have some pushback, but then eventually sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, that does kind of fit you.
You know, like I'd say like there's some ones that, you know, like there's been a couple I think you could actually rock pretty well. But again, if I was in your spot, like in Michigan, and I was not an Irishman, right, there'd probably be a big part of me that's like, nah, it's not for me. But because I didn't think initially, right? But then I'm like, okay, well, culturally speaking, I guess I could back it up. So I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But like didn't you come back with a cowboy hat?
I have two now. Yep.
See? And I think in the right situation, I cannot rock a cowboy hat. But for example, I think you can. Like I think
I like them.
You got the right head shape for it. And you know what it is? And I'll just say it. I think I'm too short for a cowboy hat. I think it's like, it'd be like me driving like a big bro truck. You know, it's like, dude, you're under 6 feet. Get out of that truck. And it's like, I feel like that's me with like a 5-gallon hat. Like I'd be in the same kind of boat.
I hear you. Yeah. No, I never in a million years would have thought I could rock a cowboy hat until I started to. And I was like, dude, I like it. And Alicia says, this is the key to your style. If you walk it like you rock it, everyone will feel it.
Yeah, and see, that's what it is. If I can't do that, I won't do it. And that's my thing, right? Like I'm not one of those people that can put something on and have everyone else be like, oh, that's really good, you got to do it. And I'm like, really? No, I don't think so. Like, I wouldn't be able to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like I got to be able to like have my normal vibe about me, and I can't have things throwing me off like that. So I got to like fully adopt things before I'm like out in the wild with them.
Yeah, I hear that. But
anyway, Boondock Saints got me sidetracked there because one of them is called the Boondock. But anyway, it's been a fun adventure so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Developing story.
Love it. And then a lot of people, final thing on this topic, a lot of people are mentioning the Dexter reboot.
Hell yeah.
I loved Dexter, but I have not really heard much about the reboot at all. But it sounds like it's a good one.
First reboot, bad. Second reboot, good.
Oh, this is a second one?
Well, wasn't there like Dexter, like Bloodline? Like, what was it was like the one about like Bloodlines, right? The one about like super focused on his kid. Alicia, keep me honest here. Okay, watch them in order. Yeah, so you do have to watch them in order. The one before this one, though, I was not a fan. I was like, not for me. There's
3.
So there was 3. Right. There was the original one, the one that like we all collectively watched on my couch. I feel like everyone I know, by the way, like if you're like a close friend of mine, I have a memory of us sitting on my couch with Alicia watching Dexter. Whether or not I've met you in the past 5 years or the past 20, there's a memory where you're there if I know you really well. So Dan, I mean, I can't believe you forgot watching Dexter with me and Alicia. The fact sounds like you should probably go rewatch it. But no, the second one wasn't great, I didn't think, but this one was awesome.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let's remove that bad boy and let's keep it random. Thank you guys for engaging in the chat. Keep the answers coming here. Okay. So this was, all right, Arden, take care, my friend.
Later, Arden.
This was birthed from Command's Corner last night because I guess I had some shocking revelations for people, such as I don't like ranch. I don't like blue cheese. I don't like any kind of salad dressing. I only like mayo if tuna is involved. I do not in any situation.
Salad?
What?
No chicken salad? Just
no.
Tuna salad.
Just no, not salad at all. Just tuna, like making tuna and mayo.
Well, you realize that when you take tuna and combine it with mayonnaise, that constitutes tuna salad.
Oh, all right. I'll take it. A plain tuna salad.
You eat something called a salad.
Okay. All right.
We're learning all sorts of things. Continue.
We got Mr. Semantics over here. Jeez. No, I just don't like a lot of, and mustard is the biggest no go of all time. Just can't do it. But what I revealed last night is what I thought was just very commonplace, but I guess it's not. I eat corn dogs. I dip them in barbecue sauce.
That is strange.
People were flabbergasted by that. And there's nothing more normal to me than like corn dogs and barbecue sauce. Like, and that shocked me that was a unique sauce food combo. Because that's just like Violet eats it. I eat, like, it's just normal. It's just what we eat.
No, dude. Oh,
how is that? That's so wild to me that people see that as wild. You guys got to try it.
Dude, not at all. No, it's so not normal.
What that blew my mind.
Jill, what was that thing we were watching recently where it's like, what? That's like that's like such and such and blah, blah, blah. And they're like combinations you'd never think of in your whole entire life. But the people were talking about them like they were totally normal.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's me, man. I love, and I don't try to do anything for shock factor, especially with food. Like I genuinely, that's how I eat corn dogs and love corn dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. Barbecue sauce.
That's like saying like everyone doesn't put Pop Rocks in their shredded wheat. Like
right.
I thought that was normal.
Yeah. I just learned.
The milk explode in the bowl when between okay.
You have to seek out barbecue sauce when buying a corn dog. It's nowhere near the ketchup. Well, no, I'm just making them at home and they're just in the fridge on the door.
So let's just workshop this for a second.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you're at like, let's just pick a place where corn dogs are commonplace. Like, let's say a fair.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So fairs happen in every state, right? Every state, every county across the entire United States has a fair. So that means there's like 50 state fairs. They got a lot of experience. Like their sample size of their condiment preparation table, is a pretty large sample size, right?
For sure.
Now you go to a fair, you buy a corn dog and you walk over to where the little sized paper cups are.
Mm-hmm.
There's no barbecue sauce there.
I don't go to fairs, so I don't know.
Well, so I can attest there's no barbecue sauce on that table.
All right. Hey, I've seen the little barbecue sauce, the little punches with the cups though.
Mm-hmm. Well, so those are a thing, and they're usually next to like the pulled pork stand.
Yeah.
Or like the guy who's got I don't know, like pulled pork. Or like the guy who's got like pulled pork. That's where you're gonna find your barbecue sauce.
Do you guys not dip fries in barbecue sauce?
No, sir.
What?
Now, if I have barbecue sauce being used for something else and I have French fries that happen to be there, which also doesn't happen that frequently if you really think about it, is I will dip it in barbecue sauce. Like there isn't anything I won't dip in No, don't get me wrong. This is coming from someone who has never thought twice about dipping something in barbecue sauce. Like my surprise is coming from a genuine place because I've literally never been like, barbecue sauce is right there. I'm about to eat this with my hand. Should I dip it in barbecue sauce? Like, that thought never even makes it that far because I've dipped whatever it is in the barbecue sauce and I've eaten it by then. And this still surprises me a little bit.
No, it's my whole family. Like, this is what we do. So
it kind of feels like it.
So when we go to Leo's Coney, we have Coney Islands in Michigan all over. Like every city has a Coney Island. It's just like Greek people that own, and they just make like comfort food essentially. I get gluten-free chicken tenders and fries well done. I get barbecue sauce and buffalo sauce. I dip the chicken tenders in buffalo, and I dip the fries in barbecue.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, so let's just take So let's pivot on the fry. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see unique sauce food combos. Let's narrow it down for people a little bit. Like, what's the number one thing you want to dip a French fry in?
Like in general was ketchup,
like
right?
What's your favorite thing to dip a French fry in?
Me?
Yeah.
Barbecue. Barbecue or buffalo, but barbecue.
See, mine's a real guilty one that I'm like kind of pissed at myself for even asking you that, because now I feel obligated to answer it myself, and I'm now realizing that my answer is mildly embarrassing, and it's only because of my brief stint in Canada. Like, if we can blame this on Canada, I'd greatly appreciate it. No, mayonnaise. Like, listen, French fries dipped in a little bit of mayo is where it's at.
No. Oh, yeah. What?
Can we blame? Hold on. I'm blaming Canada.
I like to blame Canada. That works.
Well, I know we do, and that's we're gonna focus all that negative energy you were just feeling towards me. We're just gonna focus right on Canada. That's all we're gonna do. Sorry for anybody in Canada, but not sorry, because you understand my problem, and your favorite way is probably with like a nice, gravy, some cheese curds, and like a duck egg with some poutine, which is totally acceptable.
Yeah, see, I can do gravy. I'm down with some poutine. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Interesting.
Frying with mayo and ketchup. Yep. Sweet potatoes. Yeah, sweet potato fries and mayo. Yeah. Okay. So Chick-fil-A waffle fries, those need to go in honey roasted barbecue sauce. So, okay, we're getting somewhere here. Chick-fil-A has a sauce. Are you aware of this sauce? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I have not tried it. I think I've heard about it.
The honey roasted barbecue. So if you go to Chick-fil-A, they got like the sauce tray with like all the sauce packets. It's not in there. It's the one sauce that is not out in the open sauce things, because they know people will just handful grab it. Like, it'll just be full on double fisting. Like, you're like, can I get a side of honey roasted barbecue? And they're like, sure, here is a singular honey roasted barbecue packet. And you're like, can I get 4? And they're like, well, I don't know, you eating here? Like, there's some follow-up questions when you ask for more of them.
Interesting.
But that's the one. Waffle fries need honey roasted barbecue sauce. That's the only way to eat them.
So they do the same with their honey packets. They don't put them out. You have to ask for them.
This is true. Yep.
Because I like honey and fries.
Yeah. Yep. I like honey on their breakfast biscuits.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, learning that my taste is weird. I did not feel any backing on those.
Weird. We said it was shocking.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No one used the word deplorable, but I mean, well, okay, we can move on.
Fries and Frosty. That's classic. Jill
Fries
says
and Frosty. Yep. We introduced Jack to that one at, like, when he was like 12. We were like, by the way, you can dip those fries in that milkshake-ish kind of thing over there. And he,
a little salty sweet.
Mind was blown. Hot, cold, sweet, salty. It's like every parallel it could possibly be.
Love that. All right. Anything else stand out in your life? You're like, yeah, this is probably a weird combo, like fries and mayo.
Fries and mayo. I mean, I know that's a weird one. Yeah, I acknowledge that. No, I guess, not really. No. Just that. No. We'll stop there.
All right. I like that. All right. Well, now you guys know more about me. Try it, though.
Oh, we'll pause for a second when we need to about Alicia with her food touching, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then also we got one coming up here. But David wants to know, with your adventures with the Scally Cap, any chance it could be a Dr. Nick's branded one in the future?
Yeah, I see that, especially with one of the coolest Scally Cap companies ever being right in our backyard in Boston.
Right.
So
right.
I think with my genetics and our two products alignments, I believe there could be something there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems like that would make sense.
I can promise you that, but they'd be really cool.
Right. Okay. Now, I feel like we learned a few of these already about all of us, but a random fun fact about yourself that maybe we all don't know. Like something that isn't like the most, like people know that I know you just said mayo for me, but that I don't eat salads and I don't own jeans. I don't drink coffee. I'm not talking those. I'm talking like something that most people don't know.
I mean, right out of the gate, I got one. I was prepared for this one.
Okay.
I thought narwhals were fictional until I was 36.
Oh, what was the breaking point? How did it happen?
I said it's some joke about like, again, imagine if narwhals were real, and someone was like, wait, stop, pause for a second on that thought. And it kind of just came unraveled. Definitely solid mid 30s. It was too many. I blame it on movies like Elf.
Yeah.
And the American education system. And I'd like to blame it on my 6th grade biology teacher on Maui, because we didn't do any actual schoolwork. So for those reasons, I don't take responsibility for that fun fact, but nonetheless, I do embody it. So I figured that's a good one.
That's great. Yeah. And it makes sense. Like they don't seem like they should be real.
They really don't. I mean, and did you know that horn counts as a tooth?
I think I have heard that. Like my kids came home. It's like the stuff you learn in 2nd grade that you never remember, but your kids
right.
like way smarter than you at that time because they just learned it.
Well, and they come home like little know-it-alls. Like look at me in my brain that hasn't been pruned yet through years of damage and stress.
Yeah, I call it knowledge assassins. Like Maddox will challenge me all the time. Hey, Dad, do you know what this flag looks like? I'm like, no, I don't.
I did.
Yeah, right. You know more than I do.
Like the brain's ability to forget is more important than its ability to remember, guys. You just remember that.
Woo! And it's harder to do.
Oh yeah. You try forgetting something on purpose and see if you can do it as easy as remembering something on purpose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Jill says she cannot forget a face. She'll remember your face for years, even if she only met you once.
And it's not, so she's really underselling this like hard right now. She's like sandbagging this ability like crazy. It is freakish biometric scanner level facial recognition and retention. And when I say that, she does not remember people's facial features. She remembers the bone geometry of your skull and can somehow see it through your skin, is actually what Jill does. And to the point where if there was a childhood actor in a Sprite commercial, like, and that same actor is still doing commercials, but happens to be in a Liberty Mutual commercial, it's easier for Jill's brain to tie those two people together than it is for anyone else in the room to Google that person and to figure out if it's the same actor or not, because it's so obscure. Like there's not even like an IMDb for this person. And she's like, oh, that's so-and-so from the blah, blah, blah show.
That's
from
amazing.
The 80s. And he was 6 in that show. And now he's washed up 38 smoking a cigarette on a commercial. Like there he is.
And Alicia has the opposite. She says, I reintroduced myself to the same person at least 4 times.
At least.
That's good. That's good.
So Alicia's like I am. And that, like, we will forget someone's name by the end of the first discussion we have with them after they've introduced themselves to us. Like there's a good chance by the end of that, like we're going to need to say, what was your name again?
Yeah. I try to repeat it in conversation super early, and sometimes it helps, but not always.
Sometimes it helps. But it's like I still have to do like the name, like I have to do word association or I forget. But like, no, Jill, you guys are lucky that Jill never went to like a CIA school recruitment event. You know, like it's just good that no one else discovered the skill, or else we would not have her making men's grooming products. I can promise you that much.
Wow.
It's an undiscovered skill, and it's like someone out there is super duper pissed that she's not working for them.
All right. So for me, fun fact, in high school, I left with the President's Award, which is awarded to students, very, very rare award, awarded to students that go all 4 years of high school without ever missing a single class. Not a day, never missing a single class. And I have it framed, signed, everything in my name, able to use it on applications, but I missed a ton of school. Now, how is that possible? How does that add up? Well, my senior year and my junior year, I was the office assistant, and they loved me in the office, and they, on their own, went in. I didn't even have the ability to do this, or I did, but I didn't do it. They removed all of my absences so I could get that award. All of them. Whew, vanished. And so the only thing that I really had to do was I did have to come in on senior skip day, because it like became a thing at that point that I had perfect attendance, and they're like, is he going to go to senior skip day? Is he going to miss school? Is he going to blow it? And so I did go on senior skip day, and I got the President's Award.
So, I wouldn't even call. So like, I don't know how that feels, like cheating and winning all at the same time.
Right. Right. Truly.
It's something. There's a new word there for whatever that is. For sure. That's amazing. No. It's almost like it's like that almost counts as its own award, though. If you think about it, like you got on the good side of people that are ungood-sideable to the point where they broke their own rules to recognize you for being their favorite. I mean, that's got to say something.
It was cool. I still have the award to this day. So, yep.
I love it.
Whenever you do like the 2 truths, 1 lie, it's like pretty easy. It's like, my grandfather has a world record in pro baseball. I received the President's Award, and then some lie. And I did receive the President's Award. I didn't say I earned it, but I received it.
You were a recipient of the President's Award.
Yeah. Yep. So that's me.
That. I love it.
All right. We got 2 more, and this might work out perfectly.
Yours just makes you seem smarter and cooler, and mine just makes me a little more approachable.
Hey, we need both. We need both in this world. Okay. And I would love for the chat to answer as well. If you could be an instant expert at anything, and it's trying to get at the angle of something in your life that you're like, gosh, I wish I knew more on this. Gosh, I wish I was better at that. But instantly now, you could become an expert at something. Is there anything that just burns you and you're like, I wish I could be an expert on that?
Oh, so the smart ass in me wants to say human psychology.
Ooh.
If I could just know every single thing there is to know about the human mind, including my own, that's kind of where I would love that. As far as being an instant expert at anything, go. It might be rocket engines, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that.
That'd be fun. I think, space physics has gotten really neat, and there's lots of cool applications for it now, and you could be doing some neat stuff. I don't know.
Ooh, the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut butter.
I mean, you'd be a gazillionaire, Moose. Like I could go toil with my rockets while you were just flaunting your ability to perfectly blend chocolate and peanut butter. And we can see which one gets rich faster. I promise it's you.
I like that. Greg actually got my exact one. Is I would like to be an expert on learning other languages and even learning my own, and pronunciation specifically. That was mine. I feel like that would be so fun. I'd learn so much more about culture, and I'd be able to travel and just have it effortlessly. I could have a beard channel to different parts of the world. Like, I like that one. That's mine.
So you can. So did you? We've talked about this on stream before. You never watched or read Hitchhiker's Guide, did you?
No.
There's this thing in Hitchhiker's Guide called the Babel fish, and it's this little alien fish that you can drop in your ear, and it consumes sound vibrations and excretes native language. So it you can hear anyone speak to you in the whole galaxy, and it speaks to you in your inner ear as English. So they basically have replicated that now with the iPhone on the newest release. Did you see that? With the new AirPod Pro 2 or whatever.
I just listened to a podcast talking about that. And so the concept is you have the AirPod in.
Yeah.
And you speak in your language to it. It pairs to your phone and then plays it out in speakerphone. Is that correct?
That's not necessarily the cool part. The cool part is that you have it in your ear. So anyone that's speaking to you in another language, their words get relayed through the AirPod into your ear audibly as your native language.
Is that how it works? That is what it does? Okay.
So if you both have AirPods in and you both have them, you can talk back and forth in different languages and you both hear your native language, which is awesome.
Wow.
If you just have them in and you're traveling and you go somewhere and all of a sudden you're confronted with someone speaking Mandarin Chinese, they can speak, your AirPod will translate it for you with your phone into your ear. And then as you speak back to them, it translates on the screen for them where they can read it on your phone to read what you're saying back to them.
Wow.
But it's like, it basically enables you to be an expert of listening to people in other languages, like on demand now, which is like, see, this is where we needed to go with some of this cool technology, is like giving people the ability to travel and interact with each other more effectively without invisible boundaries like language, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's cool stuff. But man, imagine that, like all of a sudden just knowing native language, like knowing every language in the world and just being able to speak it fluently.
Right.
That'd be so freaking cool.
And Willie says, I need that. I work with a lot of non-English speaking patients and always have to get an interpreter. Ooh, yeah.
Dude, it's going to change the whole interpreter game quite a bit.
Right.
Of course, then again, you're going to have to wonder about what kind of, interpretation is going on with your interpreter.
Tone and slang.
You're going to have to trust that the inflection that you're hearing back doesn't make you think someone's going to be your buddy when they're trying to take your wallet. But
yeah, nope. I like that one. I also thought of like being an expert in learning and playing musical instruments. I feel like that would be a pretty cool one. You just pick up anything and you're just like intrinsically like, okay, yeah, I got it. Bang, bang, bang. Just knock out the instrument.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew a guy, speaking of the language thing, it's just, you're talking about being an expert in languages. I used to work with a guy who was a language expert. It's kind of a cool little story, is that this guy, it was a Swedish company I worked for. And what we started doing was making over the phone and audible lie detection software.
Whoa.
So this guy he had a PhD in linguistics, and he worked with another guy who was a physicist, and they worked to basically create a sensor that could listen into audio recordings in between hearing the pressure behind your vocal cords, the vibration, and whatnot in your voice. It had like a 90% accuracy of detecting lies over the phone.
Wow.
And we would give demos to investors with this software, and we would send them a list of questions ahead of time. We'd say, here's the list of 10 questions for our demo. We want you to write down 10 answers, but lie on 2 of them ahead of time. And it was simple questions like, what color are your shoes? Do you have hair? Do you have an automatic or manual toothbrush? And it was simple questions like that. And it was 9 times out of 10, you'd be like, you were truthful on all of them, except you're not wearing black shoes and you've definitely never used an automatic toothbrush. And if people would be like, holy crap, that was right. How'd you get it?
That's freaky.
Yeah, it's all based on that language expert. So like being an expert on languages allows you to go out and build that kind of stuff.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Last one. We'll spin it for funds, but it's going to pop up here. And kind of nice little cap off, I guess, on this one. And I have no idea where you would go on this one because you have such a diverse background. But specifically looking for best career advice you ever received. So somebody that's in the field, somebody that you look up to. What's something that rocked your world? And I will say my best came from this guy. So Nick, what do you have first?
Well, I would love to hear what that piece of advice would be. But also, I think the one that I think someone gave me, and it's definitely the best because I think it's shaped more decisions than any other piece of advice in a positive way, as like this or that kind of decisions, right? And it's actually, I think it's gotten me a lot of a good chunk of what I've done has probably been attributed to this mindset, and that is work and live every day as if you already have the job you want. So work like you already have the promotion, work like you already have the job that you want, right? So people would always say like, oh man, if I had that job, I would do blah and blah and blah, and I wouldn't care if I had to work extra hours because I'd be getting paid blah and blah and blah, and I wouldn't care. So start doing that now, and you might be surprised as to how quickly all of a sudden you will have that job because you've already acted like you're doing it. And it's a mindset shift of not, it's you performing and then being rewarded, not being rewarded at the expectation of your performance, I guess is the best way to put it. A promotion without warrant is short-lived gains anyway, right?
True.
And you're going to underperform and you're going to disappoint. So, overperforming and assuming the role that you have before you even have it. I think that has to have gone that's gotten me through some sticky spots of, do I do it or do I say no?
I like that. All right. So for me, and again, this advice came from Nick, and it's helped me in many, many different ways and situations, but it's pretty simple. And he once told me, if you don't wake up a little bit scared, you're not doing it. And I couldn't, especially the more and more I got away from like my traditional job, that couldn't be more true. Where so many people live under the blanket of security, and that blanket of security will numb you. It will take away your dreams. It will take away the joy. And this isn't for everybody, but just talking in general. And it was for me. And then when you go out and you get rid of that security blanket, you get rid of that safety net underneath you, and you are scared a little bit each day, you walk in a different manner. You organize yourself, you prioritize, and you move differently. You don't have an option. You don't get to say, I'm checking out at 6 o'clock and going home. You don't get to simply take a break from it, but also you quickly realize that you don't want to. And that the people that do take the breaks from their jobs is because that's something that they're seeking to get away from. And there's this beauty in being a little bit scared, but then so much in love with what you do. And
dude,
so
100%.
That was huge for me.
Dude, it's that someone, and that wasn't, someone told me that, which is why I told you that. And the person that told me that actually was the same person that told me they were a huge believer of fake it till you make it, which is very much similar to what I just said. But the fake it till you make it got me into a spot one time where I was building, some computer networks for things that I really had no business building. And oddly enough, I first got that advice completely unrelated to working for yourself. It was working for someone else, working at a big company, but just getting yourself into a role that you knew you were so far over your skis that you were either going to crash and burn real bad, or you were going to come out way better because of the success. And I got the opportunity, and it scared me so bad getting it. I almost quit before I started that job. And that guy said, if you don't wake up every day a little scared about the decisions you've made that puts you waking up that day, then you're doing something wrong. And I'm like, huh. And then when I went to go off on my own, that became just true all over again. Because I'm like, what do you mean leave your day job? Like, I could do this on the side. I couldn't do this full time. And then you wake up every day going, can I? Oh, I guess I am. Like, oh, okay. And then, but yeah, man, it's crazy how just a little bit of fear. I always work, I work better knowing that the lion is still chasing me. Like, I wake up every day knowing that the lion of failure is closer to me than the hammock of success. And so long as you know that the lion's claws are closer than the pillow under your head is, you'll be okay. But it's the second you lose track of that is when the lion gets you.
Yep. Facts. Facts. And last note on that, and then we'll wrap it up here. That translates to every aspect of my life. Most of you know my boys are very good soccer players, and we were at a really good club. To get better, we had to travel, and it was a very hard decision to leave that club because it's risky. What if the other club isn't as good? What if they don't fit in? What if they get put on the bench? What if the family suck? Blah, 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 blah. It was terrifying. Sam cried for days. Now that we're several months into it, we're like, oh my gosh, could you imagine if we didn't make that move? How terrible it would be. And it's kind of like Alicia said, when you move out of like kind of that fear, you just move different. It just pushes you. And then once you get through it, like you were just saying, on the other side, you're like, wow, I'm so much better because of that.
And the crazy part is, I think like, and I guess the harder the challenge is, or like the bigger it seems, like the more impossible something seems, the harder it is to imagine not having done it once you're done. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
It's almost like those two are hand in hand. Like,
yeah,
the bigger it seems like when you're done, you're like, oh, I could never have done blah if I didn't do that. Like, why did I ever think not doing that was an option? Right?
It disgusts you to look back and be like, I almost didn't do that.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. That's what makes it hard to give yourself credit sometimes, but we still have to stop and do that too.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're always looking forward.
But
we could keep going, you guys. We're going to have to stop ourselves here because that is the end of the show. With that said, I hope you guys tune in next week. Same place, same time. It's going to be a segment where we need some feedback from you guys. Like I said, it'll involve some nostalgia. It'll involve some fun. We hope to see you here. Other than that, I'm gonna pop out of here. Nick, final words for our friends.
Make hay while the sun is shining. Next week is what? Next Monday is the official fall equinox. So you're gonna start getting your ducks in a row. You're gonna be losing some light soon, if nothing else, losing some motivation and happy chemicals in your brain. So
true.
Get it done.
Yep. Halloween's around the corner. Just lean on that.
It is.
Lean on that. All right, guys. We will see you next week. This week, please